Hey folks, Bernakevitch here with All Points Design. That's allpointsdesign.ca. And today we're talking about the Oregon State University Permaculture template. Specifically, we're taking a look at the client interview and how to work with tables. So each one of these elements in this assignment is a table. Now, if you're working with a single client, use the single client template. And if you're working with multiple clients, use the multiple client template. In the single client template, it's the same in both, but we'll focus here first. These cells, and this is basically a table, can be increased or decreased either by grabbing hold of the line, clicking on it and dragging it down, or grabbing it, clicking on it and dragging it up, or by creating more spaces by going to the end of any text and hitting enter, and there will be inherently more space. So sometimes you might find that there's too much space in a cell and you try to move this line up only to find that it's not moving because there's actually space being held up because you put some space in there or got in there someplace. So when you're working with that, just keep that in mind. If you're working with the multiple clients, and let's say you have 3 or more clients, something you may end up doing is you may end up decreasing the amount of space that's being used for the photos. So decreasing the space by going like this, moving this entire table over. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys here because it's relatively simple. And then what you would do is you would take this row, right click, insert column right, and we'll get a brand new column. Now, a lot of this is going to mess up the formatting, but that's okay because once you do it once, you'll be all right. And there's going to be a little bit of space there, and that's okay because once you delete a number of these elements, so let's say we delete some of this text, we'll have the ability to actually draw up some of this extra space. But basically, it'll give you the ability to take a whole other column, copy and paste what's there, and it will probably change the color of this column as well because we're now into a whole different client. So we've got kind of light red, light blue. So let's go maybe light green on this one, and then do a dark green for the background on the top. Darker green. Great. Now we've got 3 clients. So it's an easy way to add an extra client or to remove a client. As you go through, you'll find that there are a lot of elements. Make sure to list what the existing elements are. If you have 2 clients at the same site, it may not be necessary to have everything that is existing on both. So you can just say same as before and just copy and paste that. And then site inventory, existing and desired. The reason why we have both existing and desired here is because some clients desire different things. So the existing is normally the same for both, but sometimes the desired is different, or sometimes there's 2 clients on the same site in different residences. And so it's important to delineate it. As you get to the lower or the later slides in this, you'll find you'll really want to take a look at the things that they most liked about the site and the things that they least liked about the site. You could also add in here as the top concerns or questions they have for this site, and the client vision interview summary, and what are the top goals that you figured from listening to these folks. Then in the conclusion, there's an opportunity for you to talk about, okay, here's what I think are the top issues or the weak links of the site, and here's what I really heard from them. So there you go, folks. The client survey is pretty straightforward. Working with tables is pretty straightforward. And just remember to put in photos of them and photos of elements that they're really excited about or interested about. One thing I do with my clients, at least here in Canada, is I get them to go onto Pinterest or to House and ask them to make a board of a mood board or a board of colors or of different things they really enjoy. And then I will take that as inspiration for what I'm trying to design on site. So there's a little tip for you when you're playing and working with clients. All right, we'll see you in the next tutorial.